Good evening. My name is Aaron. Welcome to Today is Our Challenge. I want to talk to you about bullying. Bullying is not easy for anybody. Um, I grew up pre-Columbine. Um, we didn't know what we know now. I was counseled that I needed to be a nicer person, that I needed to ignore them, that I needed to tell a grown-up, and that these things would fix the situation, and we now know that they don't. As far as being bullied with a learning disability, imagine you are a foreign exchange student. You go to a different country. You don't know the language. You don't know the nonverbals. You don't know the rules or the social expectations. And people expect you to, but they're not willing to help, or they're not equipped to help. And you try. You try your hardest. Every day's a struggle. And people point and laugh when you fail, and they ignore you when you succeed. And some people laugh and some people don't. Some people just look on. But they don't intervene. They don't offer a hand to help you up. They don't sit with you at lunch. They don't give you a hug. They don't connect with you and tell you that not everyone feels that way. That you matter. That they love you. And you go home and you hear that you're not nice enough. That you maybe deserve it. From the people that love you and are supposed to have your back. You feel helpless. You feel hopeless. And no matter how confident you were, when you hear 20 times a day that you're ugly, that you're stupid, that no one likes you, that you're a nuisance, that you're unwanted and unloved, that you should just go kill yourself. After a certain period of time, you start to believe it. You start repeating it to yourself, and it becomes part of your programming. I remember before the age of 10, I was more or less happy. I did my best at school, even though I was not receiving services for autism. I had a couple people that I played with that were positive towards me, that we were kind of friends. And then I went from a class of 8 to a class of 100. And there were 3 teachers there, and it was absolute chaos. It was such a radical change that I had a lot of difficulty, and I had a lot more social exposure, and children are very critical, judgmental, and it became very cool to pick on me, to try to get me in trouble because I was so easily getting into trouble myself. And that began a 6-year period of ostracism and isolation. And it has taken a lot of work, but I got through it, and then I entered the workforce. Let's go back. Then I went to college, and my first week at Liberty University, a Christian college, I got my backpack stolen, which included a Bible that my parents got me for my baptism. And that was very special to me, and that's the only thing I wanted back. And my roommates knew who did it, but they weren't willing to help me. So that didn't work out. I went home and I started working, and I got into the food service business, and I loved waiting tables. I loved being a part of people's celebrations, connecting with people. I kind of felt like I found my old self a little bit, but it was overwhelming. It was hectic at times, and it triggered me. And people used to make jokes about me being Jekyll and Hyde, about me being a serial killer. They make private pile jokes from Full Metal Jacket, and when I saw that movie for the first time, I felt such disgust, such rage, such anguish, because children I can forgive. Children are ignorant, they're still developing, but grown adults should know better. Grown adults should have compassion. And that's something that I have difficulty forgiving. And it's taken years, but about 5 or 6 years ago, I started being able to look in the mirror and see something I liked. I could honestly say that I'm a good-looking man. I need to lose weight, but I'm not ugly. I'm not unloved, and I'm not unwanted. And recently I have started branching out, doing things that I was scared to do, that I'm not sure that I can do, but I don't tell myself that I can't do it anymore. And I did CrossFit, and that was a lot of fun. As soon as I can pay my bills down, I'm going to get back into it, because that was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. There's a real community there. I'm proficient at 4 key chords on the guitar: the A, the E, the D, and the G. I'm still working on the C chord. Part of my autism is that I have difficulty with fine motor skills, hand-eye coordination, so what's going to be challenging for me with that is the strumming. and doing the chords at the same time. That's going to be something I'm going to have to invest a lot of time into, coordinating the two, focusing on the two, and mastering. But I just wanted to share this, something deeply personal. I want you to be aware of the impact that your words and your actions can have on somebody over time. If you are in power, deal kindly and compassionately with your people. Communicate openly. Maybe someone needs additional explanation as to why the situation is the way it is. Maybe you owe someone an apology and you don't realize it. Maybe you have a child who is facing this. It's not their fault. Nothing that a child could ever do would excuse this abuse. And be careful with what you say to people. Even if you're at a pickup game and you're talking about the most unskilled guy on the team, the guy that nobody wants to play with, you don't know that he may have a disability. You don't know that he may be a victim of bullying, and that you are triggering pain, and that you are linking pain to a social experience, to something that he enjoys, even if he's not good at it. Because maybe he just wants to be part of your group. Maybe that's meaningful. Be kind to everybody. Deal compassionately with people. And forgive. And ask forgiveness. Because carrying yesterday's baggage into today is exhausting. Obviously, this is something I feel very passionate about, and I hope that I've touched someone, I've convicted somebody, that they feel remorse for something that they didn't see. I hope that I've connected with somebody that was bullied, that was in an abusive situation. And if that's you, it wasn't your fault. You can move past it. You're beautiful, you're strong, and you can face tomorrow's challenges with pride. Anyway, God bless you, and have a pleasant evening.